It's my right. Too often, people say such and such is their right, when it isn't a right, but a privilege. The best example is driving while under the influence, but not intoxicated. Ever we would hear in the jail and in treatment, but it's my right to drive my car on the roads for which I pay for, so long as I'm not hurting anyone else or destroying their property. I can do as I please. Driving is not a right anywhere in the world. Driving is a privilege granted to you by the state. To maintain this privilege, you agree that you will fulfill certain obligations and requirements vis-a-vis the vehicle and your driving skills. You must keep the vehicle well maintained and insured at all times to be allowed the ongoing privilege of driving upon the roads. The license plate renewal is the tax spoken of, and this must be paid. And you must never be unduly under the intoxicating influence of any substance that impairs senses or judgment, reaction time, while attempting to operate any motor vehicle. Another privilege in life is to enter the private property establishments of any business. For some silly reason, people think it is their right to enter a store on private property, their right to buy stuff owned by these other persons. Engaging in commerce or commercial sales is a privilege that can be withdrawn at any time due to your failure to fulfill your required obligations to maintain said opportunity or privilege. Whatever rules have been established, you must abide by them if you wish to maintain the privilege of entering upon the private property of another for the purpose of conducting business with the owner or operator of the facility. For instance, if the rules be no shirt, no shoes, no service, then you must have a shirt, be wearing shoes, to even attempt service. But it's my right to do what I want in my property and with my property. There's a phrase that is poorly understood by those not educated in economics, but still bandied about by everyone, despite not understanding it in any way, shape, or form. That phrase, the common good. A service or a thing created for the common good isn't created so that each person will do well because of it, or so that all will have improved property values because of it, or any other similar BS. Something that is a common good is to the benefit and interests of all. In economics, it is non-excludable and non-rivalrous. For instance, a new water tower is a common good for your use of all. You can't stop me from using it. You can't exclude me either. And my use, no matter how much I use, I can't use so much that you haven't got any. There's no contest, no rivalry for the resource. With a common good, no one has a right or ability to infringe upon others' access to or enjoyment of the common good, even and including psychologically. The defense systems of the country are another common good, but one may make another feel less safe by spinning false tales of boogeymen who are broken the codes and are infiltrating the most secure areas of the country. In the same fashion, herd immunity and lowering infection rates are common goods for which all must work towards. No one person has a right to disrupt this common good. No one has the right to utilize the common good, the public streets, the public transportation, for any other means of travel from one place to another, with the intent of attempting to violate the privilege of the right of private property. You do not have the right to wear a mask in this country, any more than you have a right to shoot a gun into the air and not know if the bullet lands or where. I'll say that again. You do not have the right to not wear a mask in this country and most other countries, any more than you have a right to shoot a gun into the air and not know who you have killed or injured because of how or where the bullet landed. If it landed. Well, it did land, but you don't know if it killed people on the way down. On New Year's Day, the greatest cause of murder are bullets shot into the air. Because on the way back down, they have killing force. You do not have a right to walk about a building providing legal and allowable medical services to a woman, which a bunch of men and a scattering of women are working diligently to abridge your rights to access or enter. But if you stop me from entering, if you stop me from accessing my legal medical services, I can then turn around and create a law as a separate bill and get it passed as a law that applies all of the same restrictions or circumstances upon every male person when trying to get a vasectomy or when refilling a script for erectile dysfunction tablets. As a woman's birth control covers only one cycle, each prescription, then the erectile dysfunction tablets could only be prescribed one cycle per prescription, which would mean the man would have to go to his doctor, take an education course, and be prescribed one pill, because that's one cycle. And then he could go home and choose the day that is to be used. Good luck finding her in the mood. And if he finds that he must get a vasectomy, we will make sure that there are 100 to 200 women outside your urologist, and that the urologist must give you a 24-hour waiting period, that you must undergo counselling, that you must undergo education before being allowed to continue. Oh, and you must have a written permission slip from your wife. Even if you're not married anymore, she still must authorize your vasectomy. Because though an abortion may kill a single fetus Every vasectomy kills at least 2 million sperm cells. And that's with only 10 ejaculates a month. So if these anti-abortionists are actually working to save baby lives, they should be over at that urologist's office, stopping vasectomies. And the men can say, oh, but this is to save my life. Well, the termination of pregnancies due to rape, due to incest, those are to save those women's and girls' lives too. But you don't allow that in any of these new laws. So it won't be allowed in any of these new laws that we will make for you. We will make all of these laws equal to and commiserate with the laws that you have created to control women, and we shall control you. And each vasectomy shall be part of the common.